Welcome to the deep dive. Imagine if a machine, an AI, could actually see a flood coming before it even rains, or predict wildfires, hurricanes, big storms,
Yeah.
before they even really start to form. So today, that's what we're doing, a deep dive into DeepMind's Alpha Earth. We've gone through all the sources we could find describing this, well, pretty revolutionary AI, and our mission here is just to cut through the noise, get right to the core stuff, the really fascinating bits for you.
Yeah, and when you put it like that, it sounds almost like, I don't know, a planetary superhero, doesn't it? The need for something like Alpha Earth is just incredibly urgent. You look at the news, right? Each year, literally millions of people are displaced by natural disasters. We've seen those awful floods in India, the Canadian wildfires turning skies orange for weeks, and hurricanes hitting the U.S. coast seems like constantly now. And it really hammers home that question from the source material: what if we actually had time, real time to prepare to evacuate people, reroute traffic or supplies, maybe even rebuild smarter?
Exactly. That what if is precisely what Alpha Earth is trying to tackle. So, okay, let's unpack this a bit. How does Alpha Earth actually do it? The sources describe it as a kind of virtual planetary guardian. Its job? Predicting floods, wildfires, hurricanes, days ahead of time. And the way it works is, frankly, kind of mind-blowing. It's not just grabbing data. It's combining petabytes of satellite images, atmospheric data, detailed terrain models.
And it learns from them. It's not static.
Right. And when we say petabytes, just try to picture every photo ever taken on Earth. Then multiply that by maybe 1,000. That's roughly the amount of new data Alpha looks at, like daily. It's wild.
It really is. And the how of processing that much data is, I think, where it gets really interesting. It uses these transformer architectures, basically similar tech to what powers large language models like ChatGPT that people know. So it takes these huge interconnected streams of data, satellite images, weather patterns, ground conditions, and it's not just looking at isolated facts. It's understanding the relationships between everything over time across huge areas. It learns the complex sort of grammar of how weather systems develop, spotting these incredibly subtle patterns that traditional models or even human experts might miss entirely. It can predict the sequence of events leading to, say, a hurricane days before it's even a swirling cloud on a map.
Wow.
It's more than just pattern matching. Imagine a meteorologist who's seen every storm, read every report for like a million years, finding tiny indicators no single human could possibly track. That's kind of the idea.
And that predictive power.
Right.
That's where it gets really compelling for a lot of us, right? It's not just theoretical anymore. The sources, the early data, they show some pretty amazing real-world wins already.
Absolutely. The sources specifically mention Alpha Earth warning about severe flooding in Southeast Asia a full 3 days in advance.
3 days. That's significant lead time.
Huge difference. And maybe even more striking, it flagged wildfire ignition zones out in the western U.S. before there was any smoke. Before anyone knew a fire was about to start.
And out. Before smoke.
Before smoke appeared, yeah. And the key thing here is this isn't just stuck in a lab. It's actually out there right now, supporting early warning systems, helping global humanitarian networks, governments, relief workers figure out where to send aid before the disaster hits. Pre-positioning resources. It really makes you think, doesn't it? If we could reliably predict these events, how much would that change things? Our whole relationship with nature, almost.
It changes everything, potentially. So, okay, when you hear about these capabilities, the big question is impact. This isn't just cool tech for the sake of cool tech, right? Like you said, Alpha Earth isn't science fiction anymore. It's a tool that's apparently already saving lives. And it seems positioned to be a really critical piece in fighting climate change impacts. The long-term vision here is massive, becoming a truly global AI disaster shield, tracking everything from tsunamis to those awful heat domes.
Those persistent high-pressure systems, yeah.
Right, the ones that just bake entire regions for weeks.
Yeah.
And even things like glacial shifts, watching the ice melt in real time.
It's incredibly impressive. But, we also have to look at the other side of the coin, the broader implications. Because, let's be honest, no system, especially one this powerful, is ever perfect. It comes with challenges.
Right.
The sources are pretty clear on that. Alpha Earth still has blind spots. It struggles where there isn't much data, which immediately brings up questions about, fairness, equity, who gets protected.
Good point. Data deserts.
Exactly. And then there's what the sources explicitly call the darker side, which is the very real worries about surveillance, privacy risks, and also the potential danger of becoming too reliant on AI for things this critical. What if it gets it wrong?
That darker side point is really crucial, isn't it? For a system with this much power, how do we balance the amazing benefits against those risks? Surveillance, privacy, over-reliance, as Alpha Earth keeps learning, keeps getting smarter with every disaster it predicts, as it moves towards becoming this silent sentinel of Earth, this global shield. What are the absolutely critical steps that we, as a society, need to take? How do we navigate those risks carefully to make sure this incredible tool stays a benevolent guardian and doesn't lead to, well, unintended consequences down the road? What do you think needs to happen?